Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to the ICP Pokemon Draft League channel, your one-stop shop for all ICP YouTube content. We got recaps, we got PRs, we got a playlist of all the coaches' battles, and you can go check out all those coaches in the individual channels to subscribe to them. Link to all their channels in the description down below. Now, we're here in week 2 for ICP, and there was no 6-0 this week. Shocker. I'm very upset. I was really looking forward to, looking at a 6-0. There was a 5-0, pretty damn close to a 6-0, and honestly, a lot of 3 and 2-0s. I think that was kind of just it. It was all very very normal games. I would say this week. Not really, actually. Let's go into it. Up first, we got Under the Radar, aka Kelly, versus Playmaker, winning 3-0 to advance to be the top seed in the draft league. But it's only 2 weeks in, and Cherry is right behind him, coach of the Philadelphia Melmettals, and this man popped off once again with his Celesteela, but more importantly, his late game Trick Room Slowking. Now, I gotta give props where props is due. Where is it? It is right here. Gotta give props where props is due. This man was staring into the eyes of a nasty plot Salazzle. Let's just look at it. He switches, obviously, because it's a late game Salazzle. It's very scary. It could just pop off. Now, I found out. I was thinking to myself at first, I was like, wow, if this was just nasty plot life orb, this thing could kind of just win here, right? Right? And what does it do? But nasty plot. And I was like, okay, we got a game going. It proceeds to obviously stay in because it is nasty plotted. And it's going to Sludge Bomb, kill the fish. Who saw it coming? I think everybody. And it's life orb. Who would have thought? So I'm thinking, okay, this might be over, but Galarian Slowking has what we in the industry call built-in bulk, and this man is about to set up a Trick Room in front of a +2 Life Orb Salazzle, and we're gonna see what happens. They go for Flamethrower. Now, maybe if they had Overheat, they would 1,000,000% just won this game. Did they? I don't know. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. 100%. So Cherry, that was a huge, not a huge play, but that was very smart right there. He switched out his Galarian Slowking. Obviously, because it has regen to get its HP back, but also to sack off this Buzzwole so that Galarian Slowking could come back in and have maximum HP that it could have for its 3 remaining Trick Room turns. So this is very big brain by Cherry. Big shout out to that play for Cherry right there, because had he not done that, he most likely loses this game here. So goes out in his Galarian Slowking. He's like, all right, I'm good. I got 3 turns. There's 3 Mons. I call 3 deaths. So that's what I'm going to do. He clicks Expanding Force. I genuinely don't know. Maybe I think there was a Tapu Lele that was potential that could have came in this matchup. So I guess Expanding Force isn't necessarily all that weird, but it did throw me off at first. I was like, why is he Expanding Force? But then I just thought about it. I think there's a Lele in the matchup. So CJ sacks the Vaporeon, as anyone should do. Vaporeon is gross and disgusting, and you should not draft it. Just my opinion, of course. So boom. Dragapult. It's in. It's a Dragapult. Can it beat this Galarian Slowking? If it has Sucker Punch, it very well can. And if it has Sucker Punch, CJ might have won this game low-key. But I'm going to be honest with you. I don't necessarily know if there was a... Cherry wins this. If there is a reason for him to potentially run Sucker Punch, let me... Oh, I'm so good. I'm such a good guesser. All right, so was there a reason for him to run Sucker Punch? I guess no, because Lele's terrain. And also no, because there's nothing on this... Like, it would literally... I guess it would literally just be for a Trick Room Slowking Galar. Or if, like, a Autotomized Celesteela was in range of Sucker Punch. So, yeah, there was really no reason... There was no reason for CJ to run Sucker Punch on Pole. But if he just randomly had it for some reason, then you never know, man. He would have won that game. Cherry would not be tied for first in the league, and CJ would have had a win on the board. But unfortunately, no. The Dragapult user has dropped both his games, and I am very distraught and upset. But it's okay. You know, Polt will have his day, hopefully. Up next, we got Mid Pokemaster, coach of the Kentucky Torcats, going up against Mario B, the defending champion of Season 1 of ICP. And Mid popped the fuck off with his Dragon Dance Necrozma, keeping Mario's champion curse alive and well. Now, I believe I do have, yeah, it is not the game of the week, but it's somewhat the game of the week, so I guess we can just go into it. So let's full screen it, of course. I don't like that they have the face cam there. I don't like the face cam. It looks good, mid. You look good. You look great, mid. But I'm just saying, doesn't really help me. So here's a jetpack, zero aura, which is always fire. I hope that comes in. I hope that comes into play. Lumberry Necro, I'm assuming, to either bypass static on Emolga or maybe like trick Flame Orb from. Wait, that wouldn't help at all because they take your Lumberry. I honestly don't know why it's Lumberry. Maybe it just was afraid of Paras. I don't know. Rocky Helmet Scarm, I'm assuming for Obstagoon / what's that thing called? The paper. The freaking, what is it called? What is it called? What is it called? Kartana. It's a good Pokemon. Midley's off with Nidoking, which is a little bit weird to me. I would think you might want to preserve Nidoqueen as being your Coco check, because really, I guess, unless Zare is also a Coco check, but it's not, though. You know what I mean? I don't know. I would, in my opinion, preserve Nidoking, but maybe Mid's predicting a Tapu Koko lead. If I'm Mario, what am I leading? If I'm Mario low-key, I'm leading Emolga, bro. It's good against everything besides Nidoking, which I guess would be the bad lead. So okay, Mario does lead Emolga. Okay, not bad, Mario. He leads, and so this is probably the worst matchup that Mario could have. So maybe Mid was predicting the Emolga lead, because I guess if you have a bad Mon, you not most likely, but sometimes if you bring a bad Mon, and a lot of people think Emolga's a bad Mon, but there's a lot of Emolga stands out there too. I don't know why I'm going so much over this lead, but basically what I'm saying is good lead for Mid, bad lead for Mario, but I also agree with Mario's lead because it looked good against everything besides Nidoking. You know what I mean? So like, who could predict a Nidoking lead? But anyways, you see Mid throw off a poison jab. I don't remember. And see, okay, all right, this is not bad. Mario finally is using Slowbro as a pivot, but that did so much damage to a Slowbro. What was Slowbro here for? Necrozma? Slowbro was here for Necrozma. That's right. So Mario gets a Slowbro chipped pretty extensively. But obviously you can regen that off. I think this will give Mid free rocks if he has rocks, but I don't think he does. Pretty sure he's just offensive. But I could have missed it. I could have missed the rocks. I don't know. I could have missed the rocks. But basically, there's a few turns in this battle that literally decide the battle, and I'm gonna see it now. I believe, yeah, he just leaves his. Well, yeah, I think he just leaves his Slowbro in on something that he shouldn't have. Oh wow, no, this Slowbro is still pretty healthy. There's a turn because I didn't watch this battle live, but here it is. I think right here. So he switches it in on Nidoking to eat the Sludge Wave. Electric Terrain is up. So obviously Mid's like, I'm just gonna go for the super effective terrain boosted Thunderbolt to kill this Slowbro. And now Mario's calking, and he's calking Thunderbolt outside of terrain, guys. I have some insider information because I wasn't watching the battle live, but people were telling me what happened after the battle live was happening. So basically, Mario had calced. This is why you gotta click everything when you calc. Sometimes you just mess up the calcs. I've messed up calcs before. Mario was calking Slowbro living a regular Life Orb Nidoking outside of terrain, because obviously the terrain doesn't activate itself unless you click on a Mon that has terrain active, of course, like Tapu Koko. So yeah, Mario lived, but to his surprise, he did not live, and thus opening up Necrozma, and the title of the video is Necrozma Dances on the Competition. I wonder how this one ends for your hero. But yeah, losing Slowbro right there that early in the game was very tough because it was a good pivot for the entirety of the team. It could potentially switch in on Mienshau's like fighting type moves if it's Scarfed or something. Could switch in on what's this thing called, Tapu Fini. Could obviously switch in on the bird. So like it was a really good pivot for Mario, and he lost it this early. It's tough. It was really tough. And now he's trying to decide what he needs to go out into. I don't remember. I'm assuming it's the Fini. What does he go out into? He goes on a Kartana. He's like, I'm just gonna kill you. I've had it. I've had it. So does he kill him though? That's actually the real question. I don't even know what happens in this turn. Kartanya? Do you do it, brother? He clicks the Leaf Blade. Yeah, completely. Oh, a crit. Completely disregarding the bird in the back. At this point, Mario had to just click a button. I don't think he could afford to predict, because look at Mid's team. Mid's team is very healthy. Mid's team is very healthy. And Mario's lost one of his best pivots already. I'm kind of going in on that a lot, but it was very like big turn. So anyways, there's another big turn here that solidifies the game and also solidifies the title. So Necro comes in front of Tapu Koko. I'm assuming he just raw D-dances. Yeah, just raw D-dances. And Mario does end up switching and goes out hard Obstagoon. So now here's the thing. Here's the tough thing. Necrozma just danced in front of your face. You are, I don't remember what kind of obstacle this was. It's obviously not Flame Orb, but Mid decides to click it again because he knows from full he can live a knockoff if it's not Flame Orb boosted. Like, clearly this is not that offensive of a Obstagoon. Obviously Obstagoon is just naturally offensive, but since it's lacking the quote-unquote 1.5, I was gonna say quote-unquote choice band, but then I changed it to 1.5. Well, he's missing the choice band boosted Flame Orb thing because it's the same calc, guys. It's the same math. Mario opts to obstruct instead of protect. Like, it's protect, basically. I personally don't get that play. Why you would protect in front of an Necrozma that just danced in your face when it's at full? It's a little weird. Maybe he was scared of weakness policy. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he thought he could live one. I genuinely don't know. All I know is that was a very bad play. That was a very Mario, you're bad play. Right there. I don't know. I didn't understand it. Maybe he has some sort of thought process on his video. You guys can go check that out if you want. And I think +2 will KO through Choppel. Yeah, +2 just KOs through Choppel. It wasn't, that was kind of, and then now it's just Necro's game to lose, to win. Because I think barring like a static para from, wait, no, never mind. Does this flying squirrel get static? I feel like it does, right? Emolga. I feel like Emolga gets static unless it's just the not Volt Absorb, but the other one. Yeah, it gets static. So yeah, barring Photon Geyser probably doesn't make contact. So yeah, he's fucking good, dude. Like, that protecting in front of a Dragon Dancer, I just didn't get it. Maybe Mario may explain it in his video, but basically right now, Mario's got the Champion's Curse. What is he looking at? Basically right now, Mario's got the Champion's Curse going down. He gets 6-0 week 1. I think this is a 4-0 in week 2. Don't quote me on this. I might be wrong. I'm usually wrong. It was a... What the fuck is it? It was a 4-0. Yeah, big shout outs to Necrozma just getting the 4-0. This was I would say this was in theory the game of the week. I have a hard time like picking the game of the week. I usually just like talk about 3 different games. My favorite game of the week though, if we're like going into it, we still gotta go. We still have a few coaches to talk about actually. But here it is. Up next. Well, this one actually wasn't it. But we got JV winning a game once again. Who would have thought? Very surprising. JV's never lost on ICP, and he's not going to start in week 2. Getting the 3-0 over Munchlaxer United on the back of Assault Vest. What's that thing called? The trashy Garboder. Okay. Up next, we have Just Lucas, coach of the Hellblaze Volcaronas, taking on Hayes L. And bro, this was a very good game. This was a very back and forth game. The turning point of this game was when Hayes stayed in with his Excadrill. He brought Excadrill in on Lando after Lando either killed something or just got a free switch into it. So it was a non-intimidated Excadrill. It was just new. It was just, at standard fighting levels. And Lucas decided to stay in, knowing that he's a Landorus, knowing that he could live any hit just to kill the Excadrill. Because once Excadrill died, Regieleki just bibbity boop bopped, and that's exactly what happened. They traded. It was funny because the Excadrill was actually Shucka. So, in theory, it was a good idea on Hayes' part, but he needed just a little bit of chip on the Lando, then it would have been a done deal. But it was not, alas. And Excadrill dies, and then Lucas brought in Regieleki, parried the Chandelure, and honestly, had he not perished the Chandelure, it would have been a tough endgame. Like, Chandelure might have fucked around. I don't think it had enough Fire Blast in the chamber, but I could be wrong. I think that I think that para potentially mattered because all Lucas had left, I believe, was a little a Lando with a little bit of HP, a very little chipped Wheezing Galar, which I think would have dropped to a Fire Blast, but don't quote me on it because it was offensive. And there's a third Mon but I think it died also. But regardless of the fact, let's go to our honorable mention for game of the week. My favorite game of the week. We have Phalanx de Guadalajara going up against the commissioner himself, Trexo. It's Jorge who coaches the Phalanx de Guadalajara. My bad, y'all. So first off, another face cam user. Who would have thought? I really like this bad match because let's look at it. Jorge's got a Dracovish, guys. Jorge's got a Dracovish. Now, depending on whose video you're watching, this is a very if you're watching Jorge's video, this is a picture perfect way of how to play Dracovish. And if you're watching Trexo's video, this is a picture perfect way of what not to do against a Dracovish specifically. Now, I believe, he leads off of Vish, right? Does he not? Does he not lead off of it? Yeah. He leads off. I was about to say, Vish is stupid dummy free against Trexo's team. I can't remember what the top mon is, but it's not a water resist. That's all I know, and it's not Rillaboom. It is banded though. Is it Rillaboom? It might be. I might be tweaking. I can't tell. We'll find out though. But either way, oh no, it's not. It was Comfey. It was Comfey the whole time. So he has a Pokemon that could like come in on Dracovish and scare it out, but he does not have a Pokemon that could switch in, which honestly you very rarely do unless you have a Water Absorber. Let's be honest. But Trexo does lead off with the Nihilego. Now, I have prepped against a Dracovish before whilst having a Nihilego, and I also had a very Dracovish weak team, i.e. no Water Absorber, no good Water Resist. So what I did, this is just me, I led off with a Focus Sash Nihilego and could have 2-KO with Dazzling Gleam, if they're banded. And then obviously if they're Scarfed, then you get intel on that and you still get Big Chip on it. But, as we're going to find out here, Trexo is not Focus Sash. I'm pretty sure Jorge just clicks his Fish Dust Ren, obviously. It's very free. It's a rock type. Just click your button. He's thinking about it for a second, though. But he does end up just clicking the button. Trexo pops off with a Dazzling Gleam, does a lot of damage, and just dies. It's not Sashed. Now, had it been Sashed, this is obviously, in hindsight, so like this is in theory irrelevant. But had it been Sashed, this has been very good for Trexo. He would have got the what's this thing called? He would have got the Dracovish chipped. He would obviously be able to 2-KO it. It would have forced out the Dracovish, or it would have died. Like I wholeheartedly believe it would have forced it out, because I believe Trexo has a decent. Yeah, he has Galarian Slowbro. That's a decent Dazzling Gleam switch in. You know what I mean? You don't really want to take a Power Gem and or Meteor Beam, but it's not going to be Meteor Beam because it was Focus Sash. If it was Focus Sash, I don't know what set it was, to be honest. There, it might have just been Black Sludge. It might have been boosting item, some random boosting item. But regardless, Trexo is quite literally forced to go into Lele. Like, there's literally no other play. He has to click U-turn here too, and hopes that Mario switches out, because there's no way he just sacks off his Dracovish turn 2. Like, there's just no way, and he does. So good job on Trexo clicking U-turn. And then out in the Galarian Slowbro, there's a few turns. There's another turn here. Dracovish just gets in again. Oh yeah. Let's just keep it going. Let's just keep the whole game going. Why not? It's not 2x speed. So now this is a water type. Now I remember in quote unquote prep, I wasn't really helping either side prep, but I was like talking to Jorge as he was talking about his prep, and I was saying, bro, every time that Swampert comes out, you should just go hard Fish. You should, like, unless it's choice band, it's not doing any damage to you. And like, it's a water switch and it's perfect. It's just good. And that's exactly what he does. I didn't think he was going to take my advice literally. Like, in my opinion, until like they reveal the item, that's a very risky play. But Jorge put his dick on the table and said, I'm going hard Vish. And look, he eats up this liquidation. And gets to click off another Fishy Boy Ren. It's just so free. And gets another kill. It was not hard. It just happened. It's kind of wild. He's already playing this Vish perfectly. Jorge. Trexo on the other side still has no Dracovish answer. He quite literally does not. He's once again forced to go Tapu. Forced to go Comfey. But instead he goes this. So maybe he's thinking a fake out will kill, which it will. And Jorge's like, I'm just going to go hard road him. This was here for the Rillaboom. Rillaboom didn't show up. Just going hard road him. And that thing clicks the knockoff. I guess actually, I'm stupid. Hitmonlee's naturally faster than Dracovish, so you could have clicked any button. And as you see, this Rotom is actually max. And oh my god, and I did not see that coming. Okay, so Trexo's, that was the only kill, by the way, on Trexo's side. The only kill, as you can see. So I believe he does end up going this thing. Does he get up his Webbers? Does he need them? I don't remember. I'm gonna have to fast forward a little bit of this, because there's one. Okay, so first off, Trexo brought this Dottler. That's already a throw in my opinion, and I'm not gonna talk about it anymore. That's literally all I'm gonna say. Basically, he gets screens up here. T-Tar, I don't know what T-Tar does. I can't remember. He gets screens up here, and boom, it is what's this Pokemon called? It is Galarian. It is Corviknight. I'm so stupid. This video is already way too long. It is Corviknight versus Landorus. Now, Landorus, I'm assuming defog. This is Power Trip Double Dance? I don't know. It is Power Trip Corviknight. That's all you need to know. So, Jorge getting rid of the screens, this like first is super big brain. Big shout outs to Jorge. This is just honestly, this was just a really well prepped like team with Jorge, as well as a very strong just well played game. And it's kind of easy to do when you got a Dracovish, but he still did it. So he smacks down the Corviknight. Now, obviously he has the Earth Power. This is gonna kill. This kills every single Corviknight in existence, unless he's randomly Shuckleberry, which does not make any sense. And Trexo's thinking long and hard about this one. He's all like, "Oh, if he's Earthquake, I live, but because he bulked up, but if he's Earth Power, I die." And for whatever reason, Trexo fully believed that Jorge would be Earthquake. Now, it's gonna take some time. If you look at the matchup, Trexo, if you can, put the matchup on screen right now. Well, he bulks up now. Put the matchup on screen right now. There is quite literally zero reason for either side to run Earthquake. One, Trexo has access to Rillaboom, which he didn't bring, but he has access to it, which I think you should have brought because it also pressures the Vish. You needed things to pressure the Vish, and Comfey was not the one. And Jorge has access to Thwackey, which also gets grassy terrain. So there is literally no way in hell Jorge would ever run Earthquake on his Lando. He would be throwing if that was the case. He would quite literally be throwing. But Smackdown, Earth Power, and Defog, all which he needed to hard counter that Power Trip Corviknight set, was a very clutch bring on Jorge's part. And if you check out Trexo's video, this man starts acting a fool at around that moment and starts swearing up and down that he just won if Jorge was Earthquake, which is true, but he had zero reason to ever run Earthquake. Hey, I quite literally zero reason to ever run Earthquake. Now, right here, you see Jorge yawn the Comfey, and it goes to sleep. Now, here's what he goes back onto the Vish, bro. And this, I respect this so much. He said, "I'm getting 2 more Vishy boy kills. I'm getting them. You can't stop me. I put your mom to sleep. I'm just getting these kills." And the Rocky Helmet doesn't matter because Vish just tanks it. And he just get this was the most well-played Dracovish I've seen in a long time. And like I said, it was easy in theory because, he had no Dracovish answer whatsoever. But bringing it hard in on the Swampert was big brain. Bringing it, putting the Comfey to sleep in the end game was like nice little salt in the wound. It was hilarious. Nice 5-0 for Jorge. Well deserved as a part 2 to the game of the week. I'm still, I guess I'm still saying Mid's game was game of the week, but I guess honestly, no. You know what? Jorge's game was game of the week. Fuck Mid. Jorge's game was game of the week. Jorge, you deserve this one. Take a bow, brother. You deserve the game of the week. I believe is that all the wins that I talked about? I think I butchered this video. I think I went off on tangents. Maybe Trexo edited it down or something. Did the Umbreons win? Nope, Knots beat Sven 2-0. That didn't matter. And then Fox beat Australian Arcanines 2-0. And I believe that would round up everything. Yeah, I believe that rounds up all the matches. Yeah, like I said, once again, losers don't matter. But we got, so far the story of the season has been Cherry cannot do no wrong. He's just winning. He's quite literally just winning. Kelly has also been quietly just winning. Mario's still got his Champion's Curse, I believe. Yep, he is the bottom of the league. We didn't really talk about kill leaders. Mamoswine is the active season kill leader with going in 2 weeks. That's wild. No one thought it would happen. Lando, that's pretty standard. Celesteela, pretty standard. Aegislash, pretty standard. Necro, Dracofish, pretty standard. But that Mamoswine up there is pretty fire. Big shout outs to Jay for having the kill leader right now. So that is going to be the week 2 recap. Let me know what you guys like. Do you guys like the more longer videos? Do you guys want it to be shorter? Should I even go over every individual game in just in terms of differential, or should I just stick to the games of the week type of thing? I don't know. If you all like what you saw and you saw what you like, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you are new. Subscribe to all the coaches in the ICP as well. Go check out the PRs if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one, boys and girls and coaches and viewers. And I don't know what I'm doing. Peace.